The following program is presented by Pro Sound and Video.
Today on Broward Teen News, we're here to present and deliver the best stories West Broward has to offer from this past school year.
Get ready to witness the remarkable journey of a breast cancer survivor, transformed her passion for painting into a powerful tool for recovery, expanding her world beyond imagination.
The heartwarming story of two talented artists who have dedicated their lives to creating masterpieces that reflect their enduring love and bond for over 50 years.
And how one man isn't just giving stylish haircuts, but touching the lives of newcomers to our society.
All of that and more on this special edition of Broward Teen News. Good evening and welcome to Broward Teen News, Best of West Broward edition. I'm Victoria White.
And I'm Jackson Gay. Kicking off our show, we'll learn about Katsumi Matsuzawa, an artist who's been painting for as long as she can remember. However, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, it took a huge toll on her and put a pause on her passion.
Yet, she used the art form she's known her entire life as a form of therapy to continue moving forward and learn to appreciate the little things in life as well as expand her horizons. Here's Katsumi with her story.
Since I remember I was born, I've been painting. I feel like, to be honest, I didn't know how to do anything else. I was born with this gift. I just knew that I was happy painting. You know, I wasn't into reading, I wasn't into math. It was something that gave me some type of disconnection with what was out there. So it was like therapy for me as a child. So I went for my annual checkup and I got the terrible news that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My priority was to take care of my health and to prepare myself for what was coming. And I went through different surgeries, different procedures. And during those procedures, my husband was the one that said to me, why don't you start painting again? Go back to painting, and I think it's gonna help you to overcome a lot of things that I was going through. And I think that pushed me to start, all over again, to do something that literally helped me to move on. It's something that help you to connect, I guess, to connect with reality, to connect with what you have in mind, your imagination. And it did create an impact in me, because when you go through such a tragic disease, you kind of want to block everything. When you enjoy something, it doesn't become a job. And one thing took me to another. I ended up doing an exhibition in Shanghai, China. And from there, I submitted one of my artwork to a brewing company. And I was the winner of the face of their beers. And from there, I was selected for the city of Miami to paint one of the sculptures. So it did change my life completely. So believe it or not, and it's funny that I'm saying this today's day, I think surviving a breast cancer was a blessing. Live today. Live today to the max, and don't worry about tomorrow.
In a world where time is fleeting, there are individuals who embrace their passions and dedicate themselves to making a lasting impact. Susan Mangai, a compassionate staff member at Happy Farms, shows unwavering love for fostering animals that transcend the constraint of time. Join us as we delve into her inspiring journey, where she not only spreads wisdom, but also strives to leave a better environment for generations to come.
Well, I started volunteering at Happy Farm after COVID because I was furloughed from my prior job at Zoo Miami, and I wanted to work with animals and continue to be outdoors. So I started volunteering here and I volunteered here for several months, and then when they opened back up to the public, they asked me to come on as a staff member. Because I love animals, I love taking care of animals, I love teaching people about animals and talking to them about proper care, what makes a good pet, conservation of animals. It is my passion.
Animals are surrendered or rescued animals. So we try to help people out that can't keep them anymore and give them good care.
I think that this has made me a lot more aware of animals. We do accept surrendered and rescued animals, and that is new to me and has been a challenge. To see that people will buy animals as pets and then give them up for the most mundane reasons. The main struggle for me is I'm a very sensitive person, and when you're dealing with this amount of animals, this range of animals, eventually some of them are going to pass away from health reasons, and to see that is very hard for me. But we have maybe 75 different animals here. They're not going to all live forever, so it's a natural thing, but that's been kind of difficult for me. Well, I always try to think about what we could do for each species of animals that would make their environment even better. So to create a bigger, better habitat, to give them enrichment, things like that. I wish I had more energy. I have the time, I don't have the energy I would be here 24/7 if I had the energy to do that, because I love being here, I love working with the animals. I just can't physically do it anymore. But I would like to have every animal here be in a perfect situation and be perfectly cared for.
Although it's important to shed light on our community, it's also important to shed light on the students that make our school shine. This month, we wanted to highlight a junior in our TV production program who felt his creative flow was restricted, and instead of giving up, Nicholas Leboeuf took the initiative to make something for himself on his own time. Let's let Nick tell his story.
When I got into high school, I started in the TV production class, and I've always had a love for film and TV, but it wasn't until I got into high school where I had to get assignments, and they had due dates and they had prompts, where I felt I wasn't really creating stuff for myself, and I was more or less creating it for other people or for my teacher or for this due date. And I just felt I lost creativity and I lost motivation because I wasn't really getting the gratitude or the satisfaction from my peers for my art, because it wasn't really what I was making for myself. In the beginning of junior year, me and my friends had this idea to make this film, and it was an experimental, and it was like the first time where I didn't have like the pressure of making this for a competition or making this for class or an assignment. So I had the time and the ability to make this film with like putting myself into the art, expressing myself through the art. And then this competition called Young Arts came around, and it gave me the ability to express myself, and it gave me the ability to put my art into a competition that I wanted to. The one thing I've learned from my experience is that you need to create art for yourself, because when you express yourself into your art and that art succeeds, it's just this whole sense of completion and success, and it's just something that's amazing. And seeing that your vision come to life and being appreciated by other people is just something out of this world.
In a world where music has the power to uplift souls and transform lives, we now turn our attention to an extraordinary woman whose passion for music is igniting a blazing love for melody and harmony in the hearts of those she teaches. Let's dive into the captivating story of Emilia DeBoscan, a true master of inspiration.
I grew up seeing all my brothers and everybody around me used to play music. And my dad started teaching me like I was like 6 years old. I already used to sing in those times, but my dad used to call us every day in the afternoon, like evening, and he loved to teach us. Sharing the passion inside the family for the music got me inspired. I mean, I remember when I was little, I used to say, when I grow up, I'm gonna play the guitar very well, and I'm gonna play the piano, and I'm gonna play the flute. I used to say that. But my life when I was little was everybody. It's like I feel it was full of music, and in those times, we were a very poor family. And I always felt, and I like to feel like that with my daughters, that is a heritage that we have instead of money or property. That was the heritage that my dad gave us. When I was 15 years old, different of mine, it was a friend to play in the street, running, and I was already like, I think it was 15 too. But I was already, like full of music because my dad made me practice every day. And I was already playing the guitar with my brother. And so he told me, teach me. I said, okay. So that was my first student. He became owner of a band. And, later on, he's a musician still. Teaching is my passion. I like to see the kids that they are able to play. And I have some parents that by accident, they step in my classroom, see their own kids playing the piano and start crying and say, what? I didn't know my son can do that. This is my purpose in life. This is what I want to do. And also I kind of feel like this is what I can give to the world, to the society, to the people around me. And sometimes I know I insist on some kids, do it. And if they miss a class, I go behind them and insist to the parents, you have to do it. Make sure that they keep on doing it, because I'm very passionate on that, and I want to give like my part. I receive it from my dad. I didn't have to pay for that. Quisiera recordarte en estas notas que te escribo, que en mi vida tú eres y serás lo más hermoso, que en todos los momentos yo te llevo en mi mente. Y en cada cosa que yo miro te recuerdo y pienso en ti.
Art truly has the incredible power to transcend time and reach our deepest emotions.
That's right. And marking the halfway point of our show, we'll see the heartwarming story of these talented artists who have dedicated their lives to creating masterpieces that reflect their enduring love and bond for over 50 years.
Here's Martha and Jose with their story.
Mi nombre es Marta Cruz y mi edad es de 76 años.
Mi nombre es José Salazar, pero me llaman Pepito, mi familia.
Bueno, yo nací en Tumbaco, pero me crié en Quito. Vivíamos solas con mi mamacita.
Hace 83 años yo nací en un pueblito hermoso, rural, de la provincia de Pichincha, República del Ecuador. Presta un ratito, te doy Bueno, es una historia muy interesante y hermosa porque yo salía de las Fuerzas Armadas del Ecuador cumpliendo mi deber obligatorio de la conscripción. Después de 2 años de estar en los cuarteles, regresaba a mi casa y ahí me esperaba una muy agradable sorpresa. Porque estaba de visita una linda mujer, una niña de 15 años, que también es pariente de mi madre, pero no le podía dejar pasar semejante oportunidad. A primera vista fue el enamoramiento, quedé prendado de la belleza, de la sencillez y de esa linda sonrisa que tenía Martita.
Eso también me interesa.
Con Martita empezamos a pintar allá en nuestra parroquia de Pipo, en la casa. Cuando teníamos espacios libres, ya luego de haber cumplido con la tarea de formar a los hijos, buscábamos esparcimiento en varias actividades, labores en el asilo de ancianos, haciendo obra social, y nosotros en las horas libres en nuestra casa comenzamos a pintar.
Bueno, especial pintar con mi marido es porque estamos como unidos y nos encanta estar haciendo todas las cosas juntos, tanto él como yo, pues nos necesitamos, como que nos compaginamos cuando estamos haciéndolo, entonces aparte que estamos pintando, estamos compartiendo, conversando y estamos unidos en ese sentido.
¿Usted ama a Martita?
Totalmente, pues ella ha sido y es el amor de nuestras vidas. Es, ¿qué les digo? Llegar a esta edad, al camino final y estar juntos es algo muy importante que hay que dar gracias a Dios, porque ambos estamos vivos, no sabemos cuál de los dos se va a ir primero, sería algo inaceptable, algo que no sabía poder controlar. Porque respiramos juntos, siempre estamos unidos compartiendo lo que sea, nos protegemos mutuamente, está en los mínimos detalles de una hermosa mujer, que fue lo que Dios me ha premiado en mi vida.
¿Qué tiene en las manos, abuelito?
Había encontrado hace mucho tiempo que le había escrito un versito a la Martita, y dice: elogio tus labios para mi novia Martita. Y esto está hace 50 años más o menos.
Ah, wow.
Besaré tus labios fragantes y sensuales, lindos cual el aurora en primavera, aromas exhalan cual rosa en flor. Nada es tan lindo como la sonrisa tuya. ¿Cuál es esa sonrisa que me dan tus labios al mirarle tu boca, al fijarme en ellos? Nada.
¿Cuándo escribió esto?
Hace tiempo.
Shining the spotlight back on our own school, we have a remarkable student who has taken the initiative to make a lasting impact within our media production program. Meet Claudio, a visionary student who has harnessed his resources to develop unique platforms, including a captivating daily morning news show. Not content with simply reporting on current events in our community, Claudio's vision extends far beyond as he strives to infuse creativity and a fresh perspective into the realm of broadcast media. Here's Claudio with his story.
Before the morning show, in a way, it kind of felt like I had a lot of ideas and opinions and stuff that I really had the urge to talk about and get off my chest, but I didn't have a way to kind of express it or to tell people about it or to inform people. And I was in clubs like Debate, but it's very easy to kind of be washed away by all the other people in it when you're not the one, in focus. You're not the one that's on the show. So when I got on the show, on the morning show, it felt like I really had free reign and I had the audience to myself. I could really express how I felt. And for the first time, it felt like what I was saying was actually being heard. And I took a lot of pride in that. I spent a lot of time writing my scripts. One of my favorite ones was the Hispanic Heritage one, because as an immigrant myself, I had experience with that. And I really wrote straight from the heart, and I wanted to, tell people what I felt. And I guess partially my opinions without being too direct. And it felt very special to me. I showed my mom that show and she was super happy. And I remember thinking like, yeah, I'm proud of that show too. I felt like I finally had some place where I belong. And I found this is what I want to do. I feel like for me and the rest of the crew, the morning show was really an opportunity to express our young voices. And sometimes it feels like younger people aren't heard as much. And with this show, it's our chance to really get everything out there. It feels like we definitely drive everything. We don't have bounds. We don't have people telling us, oh, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, oh, that's too much, that's too little. And for the first time, we get to express our inner thoughts in a way that can connect to other people. And that just, it feels amazing. I feel like this year and with the morning show, I really did learn to work with all different kinds of personality types. And I found that I want to be a writer. I really have a passion for it. And in the future, I think I found my path. Being around this scene as a whole, sometimes it can be quite stressful, it can be quite fast-paced, but that's what the real world is. And I feel like I'm just that much more ready for it.
The arts provide a boundless canvas to convey our deepest emotions and thoughts. For some, this medium becomes their sanctuary, a place where worlds fall short. Today, we introduce you to Sophia Alcantar, a passionate individual whose loves for social work and psychology intertwines with her musical aspirations. Yet, the path to fully immersing herself in her craft proves to be a challenging one. Nevertheless, Sophia remains steadfast in her dedication, seeking a delicate balance that allows her to express herself through the instruments she holds dear. Let's hear Sophia's inspiring story.
My name is Sophia Alcantar. I'm a freshman at Pepperdine University and I'm studying psychology and social work. I don't feel like people know that I'm musically inclined just because I'm more of like on the quieter side and I'm kind of shy. I feel like I definitely did have to drift away a little bit from music just because I feel like my priorities right now is school and it is getting my degree in psychology and social work. I wasn't able to bring my guitar my first semester, and it was really upsetting because I feel like I lost some of that ability to like finger pick super easily or strum. I really hope that I will be able to still pursue music. I tend to play guitar whenever I'm like sad. I'll like make myself like a main character moment and I'll like open my computer and like play like a guitar tab and I'll like learn something if I'm feeling sad, and it'll definitely be like a sad song. So it helps me like unwind whenever I'm feeling upset or angry towards someone or even with myself.
Sometimes creating something for oneself can have a ripple effect that goes far beyond personal fulfillment, not just for oneself, but also for the community at large. Dr. Diego Kostzer, a dedicated chiropractor, has transformed his office, Fit for Action, into a hub of support and well-being, where individuals not only find physical relief, but also experience a sense of belonging within our community. Let's hear from Ashley Silva as she takes us inside.
Great. Good. Yeah.
In the corner of Cooper City sits a family-owned chiropractic business, Fit for Action. Diego Kostzer, the doctor and owner of the clinic, has been able to use his own experiences in this field to fuel his love and passion for not just becoming a chiropractor, but also for helping others.
Many years ago, I was on my way to medical school, and a very, very good friend of mine and mentor, he said, yeah, you're not going to medical school, you are going to go to chiropractic school. I said, why would I choose to go to chiropractic school? He says, look, it's not that you're choosing chiropractic school is choosing you. During that year, I started seeing him as a patient, just so I knew what I was going to get into. I was also diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Sure enough, when I started seeing him, I felt so much better. And I knew that I was doing the right thing by going to chiropractic school. I wanted to do what he did for me to others.
After realizing that his calling in life was to help others through his practice, Dr. Kostzer has worked hard to create an environment within his office that is like no other, causing patients to feel welcomed every time they step through the door.
I want to establish a place where you feel like you're part of something, not a number. Kind of like what they call that old school medicine, where, or old school healthcare. When somebody, back in the old days, like a doctor would go to somebody's house. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. But I want them to feel like they're a part of something. I don't want them to feel like they're just a number when they come to see us. I think the community that we have established here, where patients come in, it's almost an extension of my family.
Fit for Action provides its patients with the opportunity to physically feel better, while also allowing a compassionate and caring community to be built simultaneously. Dr. Koster's enthusiasm for his career and want to assist others highlights the many values that the Broward County community stands for. Reporting for WB-TV, this has been Ashley Silva.
Next up, we'll step into Clipper Kings' barbershop and witness the transformation that one man has created within its walls. Through his skilled hands and compassionate heart, he's not just giving stylish haircuts, but he's touching the lives of newcomers to our society. Ashley Silva can take us inside.
Here in the heart of Pembroke Pines lies a charm called Clipper Kings Barbershop, which has become a home for employees foreign to the United States. The owner, Manny Barbero, grew his business out of nothing, and although it was challenging, he came out successful in the end.
Bueno, yo empecé la barbería como cualquier otro barbero, trabajando para otras personas. Y pues como todo sueño de todo barbero es abrir su propia barbería. Se me dio la oportunidad, gracias a Dios, ahorré mi dinerito, pude abrir mi barbería y aquí estamos, dándole oportunidades a otros barberos, instruyéndolos a ellos también que puedan hacer lo mismo que yo logré.
Not only did Barbero find himself an even bigger love for cutting hair through his achievements, but he also utilized his success to help others do just the same.
Bueno, primero, antes que nada, me gusta darle oportunidades como me la dieron a mí y que ellos puedan tener un empleo, para que ellos puedan tener también sus recursos y poder ayudar a sus familias, como yo lo hice también.
Throughout his career, Manny helped his employees find a home to feel welcome, as moving to a new country while not being fluent in English isn't an easy experience.
Casi todos los días me paraba hacia al lado de él a ver cómo él peluqueaba, él me explicaba paso por paso de cómo hacerlo. Con el tiempo, cuando ya me sentía más en confianza, yo empecé a cortar a mis amigos, a mi hermano, a mi papá, a mi familia, y pues la práctica es la que me ha hecho ya poder hacerlo con otra gente, ¿me entiendes?
The Clipper Kings Barbershop has become a beacon of opportunity since its opening and will continue to do so as it provides its employees and customers a place to bond over their culture. Whether they're from Cuba or Colombia or Argentina, this place has become a second home. For WB-TV, this has been Ashley Silva reporting.
And with that, that concludes our Best of West Broward episode.
From the triumphs of a breast cancer survivor turned artist to the melodies that echo through the hearts of Emilia's students, we've witnessed the transformative power of resilience, creativity, and the human spirit.
We hope you enjoyed and were inspired by any stories you saw today. If you want to see more stories like these and more, make sure you follow our Broward Teen News Facebook. Once again, from West Broward, I'm Jackson Gay.
And I'm Victoria White. See you next time and have a great night.
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.